Hi, Sue here from Scott Properties Group. We're really pleased to be able to be back chatting with Luke Yude, who's from Heartwood Financial here in Yamundi on the Sunshine Coast, the hinterland side of the Sunshine Coast. Most people probably know is famous for its markets. So we've actually come here on a Wednesday, which probably was not the best option because of the car parking, but never mind. We're okay. We've got there, so that's fine. So thanks, Luke. Thank you for having us here again to have a chat with you. There's a question I would really like to ask you because it's come up again with the different people who have been going to get extended finance, I suppose, probably the word I was going to come up with, but people are obviously taking out more debt or can do. If they are, should they really consider personal insurance and life cover and income protection to make sure that they're not really putting themselves and digging themselves in a big hole if something goes wrong?
Yeah, look, great question. And let's face it, life insurance, income protection, it's not the sexiest of products and things to be talking about. And I know I find myself being that guy at a barbecue talking about insurances sometimes, so I'm probably not the most popular side of things. But look, it is a bit of a necessary evil to some aspects. The one thing that I always say to clients when we're sitting down and talking insurance is that, best case scenario, insurance is going to be a waste of money for you. Because naturally, we don't want to have to claim on insurances. But the purpose of it is to naturally also safeguard that risk of the unknown. What could happen? Now, if we've taken on a significant amount of debt and we need to work in order to be able to service that debt, then yes, income protection can be, once again, a necessary evil to make sure that we've got it there to protect ourselves. The last thing that we'd want to see happen is that an injury or an illness causes us to be unable to perform our daily activities of our job, which has then led to less income, meaning that we might have to sell down the property to cover debt. Now, depending on the market and what's happening there, the last thing we want to see is a fire sale and taking a bit of a loss because we couldn't afford to service that loan. As for what type of insurances, we've got life cover, total permanent disability. These are lump sums that can assist you in the event of death or disablement, and income protection to replace the income. Those three, if need be, can always be structured inside a superannuation fund as well. So if you do find that you are a little bit stretched, which might not be the best thing in the world, but you definitely want those type of covers, then we can always improve cash flow by putting it into superannuation. And obviously there's plenty of other insurances that we can discuss outside of super as well.
Well, I know from a personal perspective, I had to take or use my income protection years ago, many years ago, because I was made redundant from a position, and oh my dear goodness, how relieved was I. Yep. I used to pay it every month thinking, why? I'm in a secure job, nothing's going to happen. Yep. And then all of a sudden, nothing to do with me, something to change. Yep. So that alone was great, and I believe, and I don't know if it still is, but I do understand that a lot of the mortgage lenders suggest people getting life cover, and some of the banks and the lenders actually insist on it.
Yeah, some of them do require it. So the important thing is with insurance is that everyone is different, every product is different, so whether or not your cover would even cover you for redundancy these days is another thing as well. So it's always best to sit down with an advisor. Just because you can do something such as put your insurances inside superannuation doesn't necessarily mean it's the best thing for you. So
I had mine in my super fund, and it was very easy.
Yeah, fantastic. So
it just depends, I think.
Exactly right. So sit down with an advisor, someone like myself, and have a look at what you're trying to protect, and see if we can match the right product to get the job done for you in case something happens.
Excellent. That sounds such good advice. Thank you for that. And I think, talking about advice, I think this is the time when all of us need to look at our finances irrespective of what stage of life we're in, and a good financial planner will definitely get you through and get you to understand options that you may have, because it's not always what you believe is true. There's often lots of things that you just don't know about because you're not in the industry, you're not working in it all the time. So I would suggest that for any investment or money matters, before you make a decision, which you might be a bit side-blinded by, actually speak to a financial planner. So thank you, Luke. Again, we will be catching up with Luke again, hopefully in a few weeks' time. Give him a rest from the camera, and please send any information through to us and any questions that you think you would like Luke to answer for you. obviously general, not specific to your own needs, but just general questions that you may have. We're very happy to forward them on, and we look forward to catching up to you with you, Luke, for the next round of videos on financial planning. So from you Monday, bye.
Thank you.